The small village of Hanel sat near Earth's last clean forest. In this village lived Mina, a young doctor who used simple tools and plants to heal people. The year was 2157, and most humans had tech parts in their bodies, but not Mina. She believed that human touch was the best medicine. "Does your head still hurt, Doyen?" Mina asked the old farmer. She pressed her fingers on his temples while other doctors would use machines to check patients. "You're the only one who helps without machines," Doyen said with a smile as Mina put cool paste on his head. Mina lived in a small house behind her clinic. Her parents had been doctors too, but they went missing during the Great Move 10 years ago, when Earth's leaders sent people to space homes. Many thought Earth was dying, but Mina stayed to care for those who couldn't leave. One evening, as Mina picked healing plants in her garden, she saw a strange light in the sky. At first, she thought it was just the sunset, but the light moved in an odd way and grew bigger. "Something's wrong," she said quietly, covering her eyes as the bright light came down to the village center. When Mina got to the center, people were standing around something strange. In the middle was a being not like any human. It was tall and thin with skin that changed colors between blue and silver. It had 4 eyes that blinked in different ways. "Please," the being said in a voice that seemed to come from all around. "I need a healer." Then the being fell to the ground. The villagers stepped back in fear, but Mina ran forward. When she touched the being's skin, which felt like warm silk, its eyes looked at her. "The Harmony told me I would find you," it whispered. "You have the gift we need." "I'm just a simple doctor," Mina said, trying to check if the being was okay. "What's your name? What happened to you?" "I am Ta. My people are the Jiso," the being said weakly. "Our galaxy is sick and dying. The Harmony showed us that a human healer from Earth, one without machine parts, could save us." The village leader, Hyun, came forward. "This is crazy. We should call Earth Defense." But Mina saw pain in the being's strange eyes. Pain she knew well from her human patients. "Let me help first," she said. "Then we can decide what to do." Mina took care of Tai in her clinic, using earth medicines carefully. The being got better with simple things like cool cloths and herb tea. Tai told Mina about his home galaxy, Anbiel, far away in space, where stars were going dark and planets were losing life. "Our best scientists have no cure," Ta said. "But the Harmony, the force that connects all living things, showed me you." "Me? But I'm just a village doctor," Mina said. "I don't have special powers." "That is exactly why we need you," Ta said, blinking all 4 eyes. "The sickness fights against all our advanced tech. We need someone who heals with heart and touch, someone pure." That night, Mina couldn't sleep. Could a simple doctor really help a whole galaxy? It seemed impossible. But when Earth Defense came the next morning with weapons ready, Mina stood in front of Tai to protect him. "This being is my patient," she said firmly, "and I need to go with him." Officer Jun looked shocked. "Go where? With an alien? Are you crazy?" Mina looked at Ta, who watched her with hope in all 4 eyes. Then she looked at her simple clinic with dried plants hanging from the ceiling. "I have to try," she said, surprising herself with how sure she felt. "If I can help, I must." "The journey will be hard," Ta warned. "You may never come back to Earth." Mina thought about her missing parents and her quiet life. Then she thought about a whole galaxy of beings who were suffering. "I've packed my medicines," she said, lifting her old leather bag. "When do we leave?" The spaceship hung in Earth's orbit like a teardrop of liquid metal. Mina had never been in space before, had never even left her village since the Great Evacuation. Now she floated inside a vessel created by beings from another galaxy. "This is the Sunji," Tai explained, his iridescent skin glowing softly in the ship's interior light. "It travels through folds in space-time." Around them moved other Jiso crew members, all with the same shifting skin and 4 eyes, though each had slightly different coloration. They regarded Mina with curious respect. How long will the journey take? Minna asked, clutching her doctor's bag. Inside were her most precious herbs and medicines, along with a few personal items, a photo of her parents, her grandmother's jade pendant, and a small book of healing wisdom passed down through generations. Without passing through the harmony streams, it would take thousands of your years, Ta said. But our ship can enter the streams that connect all living points in the universe. For us, the journey will be 7 rotations. 7 days? Minna asked. Something like that. Tay replied with a gesture that might have been a smile. As the ship prepared to depart, Minna looked out at Earth, blue and green and wrapped in clouds. She wondered if she would ever see it again. Before she could dwell on this thought, the ship hummed, and suddenly the view outside changed. Stars stretched into lines of light, then transformed into swirling colors, unlike anything Minna had ever seen. We are entering the harmony stream, a female Jiso named Nari explained, joining them. Few species can navigate these pathways. During the journey, Minna learned more about the Jiso and their dying galaxy. Yumbiel contained thousands of inhabited worlds, most now affected by the mysterious dimming. Plants withered, animals sickened, and even the Jiso themselves were beginning to show symptoms. A dulling of their iridescent skin, weakening of their natural telepathic abilities, and a profound fatigue that no treatment could cure. Our scientists believe it's some kind of cosmic energy drain, Neri explained, but they cannot determine the cause or create a solution. And you really believe I can help? Minna asked, still doubting her role in this incredible journey. The harmony does not make mistakes, Ta said simply. Minna spent her time aboard the Sunji learning all she could about Yumbiel's biology. The Jiso showed her holograms of their worlds, beautiful planets with floating cities, underwater civilizations, and forests where the trees communicated through light. She studied the patterns of the illness across different ecosystems, looking for connections. On the 5th day of their journey, the ship shuddered violently. Alarms sounded, and the Jiso crew rushed to their stations. What's happening? Minna asked, struggling to keep her balance as the ship lurched again. Space pirates, Nari said grimly. The Vorkai. They hunt ships traveling through harmony streams. Through the viewing portal, Minna saw another vessel, jagged and black against the colorful stream. The Sunji accelerated, attempting to outrun the pursuer, but the pirate ship matched their speed. They know we're from Yumbiel, Ta said. They believe we carry valuable technology. Can we fight them? Minna asked. Tay's skin darkened with emotion. The Jiso are not warriors. Our ship has defenses but not weapons. The pirate's ship drew closer, and suddenly Minna felt a strange sensation, as if someone were trying to reach into her mind. Around her, the Jiso crew members clutched their heads in pain. They're using psi weapons, Neri gasped, targeting our telepathic centers. The Jiso, with their naturally telepathic minds, were especially vulnerable to such attacks. One by one, they collapsed to the floor, their skin dulling to a sickly gray. Only Minna, without any telepathic ability, remained unaffected. Ta, what can I do? She cried, kneeling beside her friend. Through his pain, Ta managed to explain the ship's manual controls. With trembling hands, Minna took the helm, a simple human doctor suddenly piloting an advanced alien vessel through the streams of the harmony while space pirates closed in. Drawing on her instincts and Tay's hurried instructions, Minna guided the ship through a series of rapid maneuvers. The Sunji responded to her touch as if it sensed her determination. Minna thought of her patients back home, how sometimes the best medicine was simply believing recovery was possible. Believe we can escape, she whispered to the ship. Believe. The Sunji surged forward, diving deeper into the harmony stream where the colors swirled more intensely. The pirate ship followed but began to struggle in the turbulent energy. Their ships are not designed for the deeper streams, Ta managed to say through his pain. But neither is ours. It's dangerous. Sometimes healing requires risk, Minna replied, guiding the ship even deeper. The pursuing vessel fell back, unable to follow. But the Sunji was now battling powerful forces that threatened to tear it apart. Warning lights flashed across the control panel. Mina closed her eyes, thinking of the galaxy that needed her help. "Please," she whispered, not sure who she was addressing. "Help us reach Unbeal." Something changed in the ship's vibration. When Mina opened her eyes, the viewing portal showed they were moving faster than before, yet more smoothly. The turbulence eased. "The harmony," Ta said in wonder as he began to recover. "It's guiding us." 2 days later, they emerged from the stream into a new galaxy. Mina gasped at the sight before her. Thousands of stars spread across space, but many were dimmed, their light fading visibly even as she watched. "Welcome to Unbeal," Ta said softly. "You can see why we sought help." The central world of the Jiso, a blue-green planet called Yalin, orbited a star that still shone brightly compared to others. As the Sunji descended toward this world, Mina gazed out at cities built in harmony with nature, transparent domes surrounded by forests, buildings that seemed to grow from the landscape rather than imposing upon it. But even here, signs of the illness were visible. Gardens contained withered plants. The Jiso they passed moved slowly, their skin less vibrant than those on the ship. "Our finest scientists are waiting to meet you," Ta told Mina as they prepared to disembark. Mina clutched her simple doctor's bag. "I still don't understand what I can do that your advanced technology cannot." Nari placed a gentle hand on Mina's shoulder. "Sometimes the oldest wisdom is what we need most in new crises. Your untainted connection to life's essence is rare in this age of technology." As Mina stepped onto the soil of an alien world billions of light years from Earth, she felt both terrified and strangely at home. Whatever power had brought her here, whether the mysterious harmony or simple chance, she was determined to help however she could. "Take me to your sick," she said with the quiet confidence of a healer who had found her purpose. "Let me see what I can do." The Grand Council Chamber of Yulin held representatives from 50 different worlds of the Unbeal Galaxy. Mina had never imagined so many diverse forms of life could exist. Beings of crystal and light, creatures with bodies like living flame, entities composed of swirling gas, and many others whose biology she couldn't begin to comprehend. Yet despite their differences, all shared one common trait: signs of the mysterious illness that plagued their galaxy. The crystalline beings had lost their luster, the flame people flickered weakly, and the gaseous entities had thinned almost to transparency. Mina stood beside Tai at the center of the circular chamber, feeling impossibly small and ordinary. Her simple blue healer's tunic and worn leather bag seemed absurdly primitive among these advanced beings. "This is the human healer?" asked a tall being whose body resembled polished obsidian. "She carries no equipment, no technology." "That is precisely why the harmony guided us to her," Tai explained. "The harmony has shown that our technology cannot solve this crisis." A murmur passed through the assembly. Mina sensed skepticism, hope, and desperation in equal measure. The council leader, an ancient Jiso named Huan whose skin had faded to pale blue with age, raised his hands for silence. "We have tried everything our science offers. Our galaxy continues to dim. If the harmony has sent this healer to us, we must listen." Mina stepped forward, her heart pounding. "I'm just a doctor from a small village on Earth. I don't have special powers, but I'm willing to help however I can." She turned to address the entire council. "Before I can even begin to understand this illness, I need to see it firsthand, not just reports or data, but patience. I need to feel the pulse of your worlds." Juan nodded thoughtfully. "A wise approach. We will arrange visits to affected regions across our galaxy." During the following days, Mina was taken to different planets, each more extraordinary than the last. On Nunbit, a world of floating islands, she examined trees whose luminous fruits were dimming. On Mulbit, an ocean planet, she dove with aquatic beings to see coral-like structures that had once glowed with inner light, but now appeared gray and lifeless. Everywhere she went, Minna did what she had always done as a healer. She observed, she touched, she listened. She collected samples in her bag. Soil from failing gardens, water from dimming seas, leaves from fading forests. To the frustration of the sophisticated scientists who accompanied her, she often ignored their detailed scans and data in favor of simply sitting quietly in affected areas, feeling the environment with her unenhanced human senses. "What are you detecting?" asked Professor J, the lead scientist from Yalin, as Minna knelt beside a dying tree on the forest world of Suna. Minna placed her palm against the tree's bark. "I'm not sure yet, but there's something off about the energy flow. It reminds me of what happens when plants on Earth are exposed to certain types of radiation." "Our scans show no harmful radiation," Jay replied, consulting his advanced instruments. "Not all influences can be measured with technology," Minna said gently. "Sometimes you need to feel the life force directly." After 2 weeks of visiting different worlds, Minna returned to Yalin with her bag full of samples and her mind full of observations. The council gathered again, eager for her diagnosis. "Have you discovered the cause of our galaxy's illness?" Juan asked, his 4 eyes fixed intently on her. Minna took a deep breath. "I believe your galaxy is suffering from an energy imbalance. It's not that something is being taken away. It's that something is being added, something that disrupts the natural flow of life energy." She opened her bag and carefully arranged her samples on the table before the council. "I found traces of the same substance on every world I visited. It's subtle, almost undetectable, but it's consistently present where the dimming is worst." Professor J scanned the samples with his instruments. "I detect nothing unusual." "Use this," Minna said, pulling out a small glass bottle containing a liquid made from herbs she had brought from Earth. She placed a drop on each sample, and slowly they began to glow with a faint purple light. The council members leaned forward in astonishment. "This reaction only occurs in the presence of a particular type of energy disruptor," Minna explained. "On Earth, we discovered it when certain technologies interfered with natural systems." "But what could be causing this throughout an entire galaxy?" asked a crystalline being. Minna hesitated, then spoke the conclusion she had been reluctant to reach. "I believe it's artificial. Someone or something is deliberately introducing this disruptive energy into your galaxy." Shocked murmurs filled the chamber. Tay's skin darkened with concern. "Are you suggesting we are under attack?" "Not necessarily with malicious intent," Minna clarified. "It could be an unintended consequence of something else, perhaps experiments or technology from another galaxy that's affecting yours in ways they don't realize." Juan's ancient face showed deep worry. "If this is true, how can we possibly stop it?" "First, we need to locate the source," Minna said. "The substance is most concentrated on the worlds near the outer rim of your galaxy, which suggests it's coming from beyond Unbeal." The council debated long into the night. Some believed Minna's theory, while others remained skeptical. Finally, Juan made a decision. "We will send an expedition to the outer rim, led by Tai, and accompanied by both Professor J and Healer Minna. They will seek the source of this disruption." As the council dispersed, Tai approached Minna. "Are you certain about this? The outer rim is dangerous, sparsely populated, with unstable stars and unpredictable space conditions." Minna thought of her small village on Earth, of patients who trusted her healing hands. How strange that those same hands now held the fate of an entire galaxy. "I'm not certain of anything," she admitted, "but every healer knows that to treat an illness, you must first find its cause." That night, as Minna prepared for the journey to the outer rim, she stood on a balcony overlooking Yalin's capital city. Above her, the stars of Umbil dimmed a little more with each passing night. Time was running out. Professor J joined her on the balcony, his instruments set aside for once. "How did you know what to look for when all our technology failed?" he asked. Minna smiled sadly. "On Earth, we had to learn to heal without technology during the dark decades. Sometimes the oldest methods see what the newest machines cannot. As dawn broke over the horizon, painting the sky with colors different from but somehow reminiscent of Earth's sunrise, Minna felt a strange certainty growing within her. Whatever was causing this galaxy's illness, she was meant to help heal it, not because she had special powers, but because she approached healing with an open heart and hands willing to touch suffering directly. "We'll leave for the Outer Rim tomorrow," Tai announced, joining them. "The fastest ship has been prepared." Minna nodded, watching the beautiful alien sunrise. "Then let's hope we find answers there, before more stars go dark." The research vessel Miri cut through space toward the outer rim of the Unbeal galaxy. Unlike the elegant Sunji that had brought Minna from Earth, this ship was built for scientific exploration, sturdy and practical, with laboratories filled with equipment both familiar and utterly alien to her. Minna spent hours each day examining her samples, working alongside Professor J, despite their different approaches. While the scientist relied on advanced scanning devices and holographic models, Minna continued to use her simple tools: magnifying glasses, herb-based reagents, and her own trained senses. "Your methods are primitive but surprisingly effective," Jay admitted grudgingly after Minna identified patterns in plant cell deterioration that his instruments had missed. "Sometimes looking directly with your own eyes shows you what machines filter out," Minna replied without offense. "Both approaches have value." The crew of 20 included specialists from various worlds, each bringing unique perspectives to their mission. Minna found particular friendship with Suwa, a botanist from a forest world whose body resembled a slender human female but was composed of a plant-like material with delicate green tendrils for hair. "The illness affected our world first," Suwa explained as they shared a meal in the ship's common area. "Our planet, Namu, lies at the very edge of the galaxy. We noticed our sacred groves dimming 6 cycles ago." "That supports my theory that the source lies beyond the galaxy," Minna said thoughtfully. "Did any unusual visitors or phenomena precede the dimming?" Shua's leafy brow furrowed in concentration. "There were reports of strange lights beyond our atmosphere, but our astronomers found nothing conclusive. After 12 days of travel, the Nuri reached the outlying systems of the galaxy. Here, stars were more distant from each other, their light weaker than in the galactic core. Planets were fewer, settlements smaller, and more isolated. We'll begin with Namu, Tai decided. If the illness appeared there first, we might find stronger evidence of its source. As they approached the forest world, Minna stood at the viewing portal, eager for her first glimpse. From orbit, Namu appeared as a sphere of deep green, with no visible oceans but countless small lakes that glittered like scattered jewels. "It's beautiful," she breathed. "It was more so," Shua said softly. "The forests once glowed with their own light. Now they darken more each season." The Nuri landed in a clearing near one of Namu's smaller settlements, a collection of structures that seemed to have grown naturally from the trees rather than being built. The inhabitants, all similar to Suwa in appearance, greeted them with formal gestures that Minna awkwardly attempted to return. Elderbaum, the community's leader, guided them through forests of towering trees with luminous patterns on their bark, patterns that, Suwa explained with sadness, had once been brilliantly vibrant, but now flickered weakly. "The sacred grove of First Light lies beyond that ridge," Elderbaum said, pointing toward distant hills. It was the first place to show signs of the dimming. The expedition made camp for the night, as Namu's complex terrain made travel slow. Under an alien sky filled with stars that seemed to Minna to be holding their breath, the team discussed their approach. "Tomorrow, we'll take readings at this grove of First Light," Professor J said, organizing his equipment. "Perhaps we'll detect energy signatures that might indicate the source." Minna nodded, but her attention was drawn to something else. A subtle vibration in the ground beneath her feet, almost too faint to notice. She pressed her palm to the soil. "There's something," she began, then stopped, unsure how to describe what she felt. That night, while the others slept, Minna found herself unable to rest. The vibration she had sensed earlier seemed to call to her. Following her healer's instincts, she slipped away from the camp and walked into the forest alone. The trees around her pulsed with dim light, their patterns creating paths through the darkness. Minna followed these natural markers, letting her feet carry her forward until she reached a small clearing unlike any other part of the forest she had seen. Here, 7 ancient trees formed a perfect circle. Their trunks were gnarled with age, their branches intertwined overhead to create a natural dome. But unlike the other trees of Namu, these showed no signs of dimming. They glowed with steady, unwavering light. Minna stepped into the circle and immediately felt the vibration grow stronger. It resonated through her body, not unpleasant but intense, as if the ground itself were trying to communicate. She knelt and placed both hands flat on the soil. "What are you trying to tell me?" she whispered. Suddenly, the light from the trees intensified, bathing the clearing in brilliance. The vibration focused into a clear rhythm, like a heartbeat, but slower, deeper. With a gasp of understanding, Minna realized it was the pulse of the planet itself she was feeling. Images flashed in her mind, not words, but impressions. Stars connected by streams of energy, a delicate balance maintained for eons, and then a new presence, a disruption in the natural flow. She saw dark structures positioned at the very edge of space, absorbing something essential from the galaxy. When the vision faded, Minna remained kneeling, her heart racing with revelation. The trees dimmed back to their steady glow, but the knowledge they had shared remained clear in her mind. She ran back to camp, waking Tai and the others with urgent news. "I know what's happening to your galaxy. I know what's causing the dimming." Sleepy and confused, the expedition members gathered around as Minna explained her experience in the circle of ancient trees. "The planet showed me," she said, knowing how strange it sounded. "There are structures beyond the edge of your galaxy, artificial constructs that are somehow harvesting energy from Umbil." Professor Jia looked skeptical. "You expect us to believe that trees gave you this information? That's mysticism, not science." "Actually," Suwa interjected, "the Grove of 7 Ancients is known among my people as a place of wisdom. Few are permitted to enter, but those who do often receive insights." "Energy readings unlike anything in our database," reported the navigator, a being with metallic skin who interfaced directly with the ship's systems. On the viewing screen appeared a sight that confirmed Minna's vision. Floating in space were 7 massive structures, each resembling a vast black crystal. They formed a perfect arc facing the galaxy, and faint streams of something like purple lightning flowed from Umbil toward these dark sentinels. "Those are exactly what I saw in my vision," Minna whispered. "They're draining something essential from your galaxy." Professor J's skepticism vanished as his instruments recorded the energy flow. "She's right. These structures are absorbing a form of energy we've never measured before, something fundamental to our galaxy's life force." "But who built them? And why?" Tai asked the question they were all thinking. Before anyone could respond, the ship's communication system activated on its own. A voice spoke, not through the speakers, but seemingly directly into their minds. "We are the guardians of balance," the voice announced. "Your presence has been noted. State your purpose or withdraw." The expedition members exchanged alarmed glances. Ta stepped forward to respond. "We come from worlds within Umbil Galaxy. Your energy collectors are causing our stars to dim, our worlds to sicken. We ask that you cease this harvesting." A long pause followed before the voice responded. "Impossible. The energy we gather is essential to maintain cosmic balance. One galaxy must diminish so others may thrive." Minna moved to stand beside Ta. "May I speak to them?" she asked quietly. Ta nodded, and Minna addressed the unseen entities. "I am a healer from Earth, a planet far from here. I've seen the suffering your collectors are causing. Surely there must be another way to maintain whatever balance you seek without destroying an entire galaxy." "There is no alternative," the voice stated flatly. The equations of cosmic harmony are absolute. Yumbiel's sacrifice prevents catastrophic imbalance across multiple galaxies. Mena felt a chill run through her. These guardians spoke of sacrifice and balance with cold calculation, seeing an entire galaxy of living beings as merely variables in an equation. "You claim to maintain harmony," she said firmly, "but true harmony cannot come from suffering. If you are willing, I would like to meet with you to discuss alternatives." Another long pause followed. The crew of the Nuri held their breath, wondering if they had provoked dangerous entities far beyond their understanding. Finally, the voice responded. "A single representative may board our central node for discussion. Choose your emissary." Without hesitation, Minna stepped forward. "I'll go." Ta grabbed her arm. "It's too dangerous. We don't know anything about these beings." Minna placed her hand over his. "I was brought across the universe for this purpose. Trust that the same force that guided me here will protect me now." Before anyone could argue further, a beam of purple light engulfed Minna, and she vanished from the ship. Minna materialized inside a vast chamber unlike anything she had ever seen or imagined. The walls, floor, and ceiling, if such terms even applied, seemed composed of constantly shifting darkness, punctuated by streams of purple energy that flowed like rivers through the space. The effect was disorienting, as if she stood both within a solid structure and in the midst of open space simultaneously. "Welcome, human healer." The voice she had heard on the ship now seemed to come from everywhere around her. Few organic beings have ever entered a guardian node. Minna turned slowly, trying to locate the source of the voice. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. May I know who I'm speaking with?" A form coalesced before her, not solid, but an organized pattern within the flowing energy. It vaguely resembled a humanoid shape, but constantly shifted and reformed, with no fixed features except for 3 points of intense brightness that might have been eyes. "I am Overseer Sung, tasked with maintaining the Unbeal extraction system. I must warn you that your request is futile. The cosmic equations cannot be altered." Minna studied the entity, wondering how to communicate with a being so different from herself. She decided to rely on the approach that had served her well as a healer, asking questions and truly listening to the answers. "Can you explain why Imbiel's energy is necessary? What balance are you maintaining?" The entity's form pulsed, perhaps its equivalent of a sigh. "The multiverse exists in delicate equilibrium. When certain galaxies accumulate excess quantum potential, it creates instabilities that can cascade across reality. We identify these imbalances and redistribute energy to prevent catastrophic failures in spacetime." Minna thought carefully about this explanation. "And Unbeal has this excess potential." "Correct. Its unique position and composition make it a nexus of accumulated quantum energy. Left unchecked, this buildup would eventually trigger a reality fracture affecting thousands of galaxies. But your current method is killing Unbeal," Minna pointed out. "Surely destroying an entire galaxy creates its own kind of imbalance." The entity's form flickered. "The process was designed to be gradual, allowing life forms time to migrate. The suffering you described was unanticipated." Something in the entity's tone made Minna pause. Despite its alien nature, she sensed what might be regret, or at least concern. A healer's instinct told her there was an opening here. "How long have the Guardians existed?" she asked. "We emerged when the universe cooled enough for thought to form. We have maintained balance for billions of years. And in all that time, have your methods never changed? Have you never found better ways to preserve balance without causing harm?" The entity's form contracted slightly. "Our protocols were established at the dawn of conscious time. They are optimal. Optimal based on knowledge from billions of years ago," Minna suggested gently. "But understanding grows. Even on my small planet, healing practices that were once thought perfect have been improved upon as we learn more." She reached into her bag and pulled out her small bottle of herb-derived reagent, the same one she had used to demonstrate the energy disruption to the Council. With careful movements, She placed a drop on her palm and held it up. The liquid began to glow purple, resonating with the energy flowing through the chamber. "This simple substance from my world can detect the energy you're harvesting," she explained. "Our primitive science created it centuries ago, yet it interacts with forces your advanced technology manipulates. Doesn't that suggest there might be knowledge in unexpected places, solutions you haven't considered?" The entity moved closer, its energy field intensifying as it examined the glowing drop. "Interesting. The organic compound creates a harmonic resonance with the quantum flow. On Earth, we learned that sometimes healing isn't about grand interventions, but about restoring natural balance with the gentlest touch possible." Minna continued. "Could we explore whether there's a way to address the imbalance you've detected without draining Unbeel's life force?" The entity remained. Minna returned to the Nuri, her face pale but her eyes bright with purpose. Ta and Professor J rushed to her side as she materialized in a beam of purple light. "What happened? Are you hurt?" Ta asked, his skin shifting with worry colors. "I'm fine," Minna assured them. "But we have a bigger problem than I thought. The Guardians won't stop the energy collection. They believe it's needed to keep balance in the universe." The crew gathered around as Minna explained what she had learned from Overseer Sung. The Guardians were ancient beings who watched over cosmic energy flows. They had detected a dangerous buildup in Unbeel that could harm many galaxies if left unchecked. "They're not evil," Minna said. "They're doing what they think is right. But they don't understand that their method is killing all life in your galaxy." "Did you find any weakness in their system?" Professor J asked. "Any way to stop them?" Minna pulled out her medicine bag. "Maybe. The Overseer was interested in my earth herbs that detect the energy flow. It seemed surprised that simple organic compounds could interact with cosmic forces." She took out a small vial filled with green liquid. "I showed him this mixture I made from plants on Namu and herbs from Earth. It created a strong reaction that disrupted the energy harvesting for a moment." "You think we can use this to stop them?" Tai asked, hope lighting his eyes. "Not stop them entirely," Minna said, "but maybe change how they work. The Guardians don't want to destroy life. They just don't see another way to prevent what they call a cosmic cascade failure." For 3 days, the team worked non-stop in the Nuri's lab. Minna mixed her earth medicines with plants from Namu and other worlds. Professor J used his advanced tech to test each mixture against the energy signatures coming from the Guardian structures. The crew watched in amazement as the human doctor and the alien scientist worked together, each respecting the other's methods. "Here, try adding some of the blue moss extract," Minna suggested. "It seems to create a harmonic pattern when mixed with the earth herbs." Professor J nodded, now eager to follow her suggestions. His instruments showed promising results with each new mixture. "We might actually have a chance," he admitted. "Your primitive knowledge combined with our technology is creating something new." On the 4th day, their sensors detected a change. The Guardian structures were moving, rearranging themselves in space. A communication came through. "Emissary of Earth," Overseer Sung's voice spoke in their minds. "We have observed your activities. Explain your purpose." Mina stepped forward. "We're creating a filter system that could allow you to collect the excess energy without harming life in Unbeel." A long pause followed. "This is unexpected. The Guardians have used the same methods for billions of years. Alternative approaches were not considered viable. Sometimes old solutions need new thinking," Minna replied. "Will you allow us to demonstrate?" Another pause. "Proceed." Tai piloted the Nuri to the nearest structure, a massive black crystal floating in space. Following Lena's guidance, the crew prepared several large containers of their new mixture. They had designed a delivery system that would spray the liquid into the energy stream flowing from the galaxy to the structure. "This is either going to work wonderfully or fail completely," Minna said quietly as they prepared the system. "Either way, you've given us hope," Ta said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "That's more than we had before you came." Professor J activated the spray system. The green-blue mixture shot out into space, forming a cloud that the energy string passed through before reaching the Guardian structure. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the purple energy began to change color, shifting to a golden hue as it passed through the cloud. When this golden energy reached the structure, the black crystal began to glow with a soft light. "The readings are changing," Jay exclaimed, checking his instruments. "The structure is still collecting energy, but it's now allowing most of the life-sustaining frequencies to flow back into the galaxy." Mina watched in wonder as the golden energy formed a loop, some going to the Guardian structure, but most returning to Umbil in a beautiful circular flow. Overseer Sung's voice returned, sounding different, almost emotional. "This is remarkable. The essential balance is maintained, yet the life force is preserved. How did we not see this possibility?" "Sometimes it takes a different perspective," Mina said. "Someone who sees with the heart as well as the mind." "We will adapt all 7 structures to this new method," Sung declared. "The formula for your mixture will be integrated into our systems." As the Nuri traveled back to Yellen, the crew celebrated their success. Already they could see a difference in the stars they passed, a slightly stronger glow, a renewal of life's pulse. "It will take time for Umbil to fully recover," Professor J cautioned. "But our measurements show the dimming has stopped. The healing has begun." Mina stood at the viewing window, watching the stars. She thought of her small village on Earth, so far away. Would she ever see it again? Did she want to? Tai joined her, his skin now glowing with healthier colors. "You've saved our entire galaxy, Mina. The Council will want to honor you." Mina shook her head. "I didn't save it alone. It was all of us together. Your knowledge, Jay's science, the wisdom of the trees on Namu. Even the Guardians once they understood." "Still," Tai insisted, "you brought something no one else could. A healing touch that sees beyond technology and cosmic calculations to the heart of life itself." Mina smiled. He was right, in a way. Her simple village doctor's training had taught her that true healing came not just from medicines or treatments, but from caring, from touching, from being willing to listen to the quiet voices that machines could never hear. As Umbil's stars brightened around them, Mina realized she had found her true purpose, not just healing individual patients, but helping bridge the gap between advanced technology and the ancient wisdom of living things. "What will you do now?" Tai asked gently. Mina looked out at the galaxy. It was beginning to shine with renewed hope. "I think my work here is just beginning." The Nuri landed on Yalin to a hero's welcome. Word of their success had reached the planet before them. Thousands of Jisoan visitors from other worlds filled the landing area, their bodies glowing with brighter colors than when Mina had left. "Look at them," Ta said as they prepared to exit the ship. "Already the life force is returning. Plants are growing stronger, beings are healing." Mina felt shy as she stepped onto the ramp. She had never been the center of attention in her small village. Now an entire galaxy was looking at her with hope and thanks. The Grand Council waited at the bottom of the ramp. Juan, the ancient Jiso leader, bowed deeply to Mina. "Healer of Earth, healer of Umbil," he said in a voice that carried across the crowd. "You have saved countless worlds and beings. How can we ever thank you?" Mina blushed. "I only did what any healer would do, and I couldn't have done it without everyone's help." The celebration lasted for days. Every world in the Umbil galaxy sent representatives to honor the mission team. There were feasts with foods from 100 planets, music played on instruments Mina had never imagined, and light shows that turned the night sky into moving art. Throughout it all, Mina found herself thinking of Earth, of her small clinic, of patients like old Doyen who depended on her. Had she done the right thing by leaving? Would she ever return? On the 3rd night of celebrations, she slipped away from the crowds and found a quiet garden. The plants here were already looking healthier, their glow stronger than before. "I thought I might find you here," said a voice behind her. Professor J approached, His usual serious face softened with a smile. Too much celebration for a simple village doctor. Minna nodded. I'm happy we succeeded, but I'm not used to all this attention, and I keep thinking about Earth. You miss your home, Jay said. It wasn't a question. Yes, but also, Minna hesitated. What we discovered here, the healing mixture we created, it could help people on Earth too. We have our own energy imbalances, our own sick ecosystems. Jay sat beside her on a stone bench. Above them, the stars of Umbil shone with renewed strength. The council has been discussing this, he said. We want to offer you a choice. You could return to Earth as our ambassador, bringing what we've learned. Or you could stay here, helping us create a new science that combines your Earth healing wisdom with our technology. Minna looked up at the stars in surprise. Return to Earth. Is that possible? The harmony streams connect all living worlds, Jay explained. The Sunji could take you home. But I must tell you, the journey back would be one way. Our ships cannot make repeated journeys to such distant galaxies without special reason. Minna fell silent, thinking about this choice. Return to her small village with new knowledge that could help Earth, or stay in this vast galaxy where her simple healing skills were valued in ways they never had been at home. The next morning, Minna stood before the Grand Council to give her answer. I am deeply honored by your offer, she told them. But I believe I can do the most good by returning to Earth. Our world is struggling with many of the same imbalances I've seen here. If I can bring back what I've learned, maybe I can help heal my home planet too. Juan nodded with understanding. We hoped you might stay, but we respect your choice. Before you leave, we have something for you. He gestured, and two Jiso scientists brought forward a beautiful crystal container filled with a swirling golden-green liquid. This contains seeds and essences from healing plants across our galaxy, Juan explained. They've been treated to grow in Earth conditions. With them, you can create medicines unlike any on your world. Minna accepted the gift with tears in her eyes. There's more, Ta said, stepping forward. The Council has approved the creation of a new research center, the Minna Institute of Harmonic Healing. Here, scientists and healers will continue the work you started, finding gentle ways to maintain cosmic balance without harming life. Minna wiped away her tears. I don't know what to say. Say you'll remember us, Shua said, her plant-like body glowing with bright emotion. As we will always remember you. 3 days later, the Sunji was ready for the journey back to Earth. The crew that had brought Minna to Umbil would take her home. Her medicine bag, once filled with simple Earth herbs, now contained knowledge and materials from across an alien galaxy. As she boarded the ship, Minna turned for one last look at Yalin. The skies were bluer, the plants greener, the beings more vibrant than when she had first arrived. You're always welcome to return, Ta said, standing at the base of the ramp. Though the journey is long, the harmony connects us all. Minna smiled. Maybe someday when Earth is healed too. The journey back to Earth took 7 days through the harmony streams. Minna spent most of her time organizing her notes and studying the crystal container of alien plant essences. She wanted to be ready to share her knowledge when she got home. Are you nervous about returning? Asked Nari, the female Jiso who had become her friend. Yes, Minna admitted. I left suddenly, and I changed. Earth will seem small now, but important, Nari said. Every world matters in the harmony. As they approached Earth, Minna felt a mix of joy and worry. What would she find? Had the village managed without its only doctor? The Sunji entered Earth's orbit carefully to avoid detection by Earth's defense systems. Ta had planned to land at night in the forest near Hanel village, the same place where he had first arrived. This is where we must say goodbye, Captain Jin told Minna as they prepared for landing. We cannot stay long on your world. Minna hugged each crew member. After sharing such an amazing adventure, they felt like family. I'll never forget any of you, she promised. The ship landed silently in the dark forest. Minna stepped out onto Earth's soil for the first time in months. The air smelled different after breathing the atmosphere of alien worlds, richer, more familiar, yet somehow less alive than Yuln's air. "We've loaded these cases with everything you might need," Ta said, helping unload several containers. "Samples, notes, tools that will work on Earth. And this." He handed her a small silver disc, a communication device. "It can only be used 3 times across such distance, but if you ever truly need us." Minna took the disc, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for everything." With final goodbyes said, Minna watched the Sunji rise silently into the night sky. It flashed once, like a new star being born, then vanished into the darkness. Alone in the forest with her alien treasures, Minna began the walk to Handel. It was early morning when she reached the edge of the village. Everything looked exactly as she had left it. The small houses, the central square, her clinic with herbs hanging to dry in the windows. But as she got closer, she noticed changes. New buildings had been added. Her clinic had been expanded, with a larger garden behind it. People she didn't recognize walked the streets alongside familiar faces. Old Doyen was the first to spot her. He stopped, squinted, then shouted with joy, "Minna! Minna has returned." Soon the whole village surrounded her. Questions came from all sides. "Where did you go? Was it really an alien? We thought you were dead." Hyun, the village leader, pushed through the crowd. "Minna, you've been gone 4 months. We had almost given up hope." 4 months. Minna was surprised. It had felt both longer and shorter. "After you left with the alien, more refugees came from the cities," Hyun explained. "They heard Hanel had a healer who worked without technology. When they found you gone, they decided to stay and wait. They've helped us build, farm, expand the clinic." Minna looked around at the new faces. City people who had rejected implants and enhancements, who sought a more natural way of living. "I have so much to tell you," Minna said, "and to show you." In the days that followed, Minna unpacked her alien treasures. She planted the first seeds from Embiel in her garden, carefully following the instructions the Jiso scientists had given her. She began teaching others what she had learned about healing with plants and natural energy. News of her return spread. More people came to Hanel. Scientists who had questioned Earth's dependence on technology, healers seeking alternatives to machine medicine, farmers wanting seeds that could grow in Earth's damaged soil. 6 months after her return, Minna's expanded clinic treated hundreds of patients. The alien plants grew well in Earth's soil, creating medicines more effective than anything available in the high-tech cities. Her students, a mix of village youth and former city doctors, learned to combine the best of Earth science with the wisdom from Embiel. One evening, as Minna worked in her garden under the stars, she noticed a young plant glowing with a faint blue light, the first Earth plant to show signs of the luminous quality common in Embiel's flora. She smiled, touching it gently. The knowledge she had brought back wasn't just healing people, it was beginning to heal Earth itself. Somewhere across the vast universe, she knew Embiel's stars were shining brighter too. Just as she had bridged the gap between advanced technology and ancient wisdom in Embiel, she was now bringing balance to Earth, one plant, one patient, one village at a time. From one heart to a galaxy, she whispered to herself, and back again. 5 years passed. Hanel Village grew into Hanel Center for Harmonic Healing. What began as Minna's small clinic was now a place where people from all over Earth came to learn and heal. The glowing plants from Embiel now filled large gardens. They provided medicines that cured diseases Earth doctors had given up on. Earth scientists worked with former city doctors to study these plants, creating new treatments that worked with nature instead of against it. Minna, now 30 years old, had become a teacher as much as a healer. Every morning, she led students through the gardens, showing them how to feel the energy in plants, how to listen to patients with more than just their ears. "Touch is as important as technology," she often said. A machine can tell you what's wrong, but only a caring heart can truly heal. Reports came from around the world of other healing centers starting up, using Mina's methods. The alien plants were spreading, adapting to Earth's different climates. Wherever they grew, the soil became healthier, water cleaner, air fresher. One autumn evening, Mina sat in her favorite spot behind the main building. She watched the sunset turn the sky orange and pink. Many of the plants around her glowed softly in blue, green, and purple colors, earth plants that had taken on unreal qualities. A young boy named Lin approached her. He was her newest student, only 12 years old, but with a natural talent for healing. "Teacher Mina," he said excitedly, "the new seed mixture worked. The dead field near the river is growing plants again." Mina smiled. Lin reminded her of herself when she was young. Curious, caring, eager to help. "That's wonderful news. Tomorrow, we'll check if they're drawing the pollution out of the soil like we hoped." After Lin left, Mina looked up at the evening stars. Somewhere out there was Unreal Galaxy. She often wondered how Ta, Ja, Sua, and the others were doing. Were the stars still getting brighter? Was the Mina Institute helping other galaxies now? In 5 years, she had never used the silver communication disc Ta had given her. She had saved it for a true emergency. But tonight, something told her it was time. She took the disc from the special box where she kept it. It glowed faintly in her palm as she activated it. "Ta, Nari, friends of Enbiel," she spoke to the disc. "This is Mina of Earth. I hope this message finds you well." The disc hummed and floated above her hand. A beam of light shot upward, and suddenly a hologram appeared. Ta, looking exactly as she remembered him, his skin shifting with happy colors. "Mina, we were just talking about you today. How wonderful to see you." Tears filled Mina's eyes. "It's so good to see you too. How is Unreal?" "Thriving. The galaxy is fully healed. The Mina Institute has helped 3 other galaxies with similar problems. Professor J sends his regards. He leads our research team now." They talked for an hour, sharing stories of their worlds. Mina told of Earth's slow but steady healing. Ta shared news of Enbiel's renewed golden age. "We've developed a new ship," Ta said near the end of their talk. "A Harmony Walker. It can travel between distant galaxies much more easily than before. In fact," he paused, his colors shifting to excited patterns, "a small team is planning Earth's first official contact mission. If your people are ready, we could arrive in 1 year." Mina gasped. "Official contact? You mean no more hiding in forests at night?" Tai laughed. "Exactly. The universe is ready for Earth to join the wider community. Your work has shown that humans have much to offer. Would you help prepare your people for our arrival?" Mina looked around at her healing center, at the glowing plants, at the Earth now slowly healing from centuries of damage. She thought of the changed attitudes, the return to living with nature instead of trying to control it. "Yes," she said, "I think we're ready. And I know just where you should land. Right here in Hanel, where it all began." As they said goodbye, Mina felt her heart fill with joy. The journey that started with a mysterious light in the sky and a sick alien in her small clinic had come full circle. One woman with a caring heart had indeed helped heal a galaxy, and now that healing was coming back to Earth in ways she could never have imagined. She looked up at the stars one more time. Next year, they would not seem so far away. From one heart to a galaxy, she whispered her favorite saying, and back again.